Good news, Exo Fighters! Capcom has just revealed the date for the first event that will be held for Exoprimal, and it is as close as next week on the 28th of July, the release of Savage Gauntlet Challenge Mode. Savage Gauntlet has been teased already before the release of the game, but not too much was known about it except for that it will be a PvE only difficult challenge and that they would be different game modes that have a changing rule set every week, and while just completing this challenge will be difficult in itself, players will be able to compete on a leaderboard for its better rewards. Today they have revealed more information about Savage Gauntlets, and as someone who comes from Splatoon Salmon Run, it awfully reminds me of Extra Work event there and mastering a fixed PvE scenario. They say 5 players will join together and battle through insurmountable odds in this extremely challenging game mode, where you have to complete the mission within the time limit to prove yourself, so we can expect both very high difficulty and a harsh time limit for it in case some would like to approach it with a more safer strategy. They also clarified that the mission's objectives are fixed for the duration of each Savage Gauntlet event, and players are expected to look for ways to optimize their strategy and complete these missions as fast as possible. Everyone will be competing in the same leaderboard apparently, with no regional separation, and the best players will receive special rewards for their efforts, but no specifics have been given here to what kind of rewards players can expect or whether other players will get any participation rewards. There are some requirements though in order to participate in Savage Gauntlet, which is to complete the main story of the game, so unless you have beaten the final mission you won't be able to unlock Savage Gauntlet, so this is unfortunately a time barrier that takes roughly 15ish hours I think to complete, which isn't a very great thing for most players, but at the same time, Savage Gauntlet is supposed to be a very hard endgame challenge, so it feels normal to expect players to have beaten the base game. And finally, they have also revealed the date for the first Savage Gauntlet that will be held on July the 28th, Friday 3 AM Universal Time, and will last until August the 1st, 3 AM. So a very long weekend of 4 full days, which is quite generous compared to other events that are usually only held for 2 days. I'm personally very excited for Savage Gauntlet as I'm mainly a PvE player and it's my main interest in Exoprimal, but also I like challenging content, so I'm very eager to see what they cook for us, especially as this game mode has been greatly hyped as one of the hardest challenges in the game, and I've already encountered some pretty brutal matches which are apparently just a normal game itself. Now all of this sounds very exciting and I'm sure it will be very fun, but there are a few red flags that I personally worry about, and it is only fair that I mention them and talk about them. Savage Gauntlets were first announced as this weekly mode with changing rule sets that would allow players to compete on a leaderboard, which sounds just about right. But I'm a bit worried that now they're using the word event instead of game mode, and the dates shared are also looking a lot more like it's a special weekend occasion than a continuous game mode for a whole week that changes at a certain date. But they still mentioned that the rule sets are supposed to change weekly, so that's still a hope that they aren't backing down from the weekly formula, and it's just the first Savage Gauntlet that is hyped up like it's supposed to be a very limited time event. Fingers crossed here. Capcom has always been rather good when it comes to organizing events, so I don't worry about this too much, but it's still there in the back of my mind. The second thing that makes me a bit worried about this announcement is the introduction of special rewards and the worldwide leaderboard here, which I assume is also cross-platform. First of all, I hope they have some plans to properly manage the leaderboard, as I believe cheaters have already been spotted in the game, which is normal, so I do not fault them for any of that. That's just sadly how multiplayer games are nowadays, but hopefully they will actively manage the leaderboard so that does not affect honest players. Second, while I'm an advocate for rewarding players for achievements and good performance, just like in Splatoon 3, if anything, it has been proven over the last 1 year that large community events that limit their rewards to just the top of a leaderboard tend to create tension in the community and lots of uproar, instead of building a community and camaraderie between players. So currently I'm very cautious to see what these rewards shall be, and also if the rest of the player base will also be properly encouraged and rewarded for entering Savage Gauntlet. Since no matter what you hear from certain people, the majority of most games are the casual player base, and if you want something to be successful, you need to have a healthy incentive and reward system for all players and not just the elite. So all in all, I really hope they thought of a good system here and they won't alienate most of the players who just want a good PvE mode that they can put time into. So all in all, those are my 2 fears from the announcement they shared today, but I'm not too stressed about it. It's just speculation for the moment, and it is best to wait for the event to release and see it for ourselves. We can definitely discuss it more after there are facts revealed. But those are all the news we received today for the Savage Gauntlet mode coming next week to Exoprimal. Let me know if you are excited for the new game mode to arrive, and actually my question here is, do you prefer to play PvE or PvP in Exoprimal? I'd love to see how these two groups are looking compared to each other, so make sure to leave a comment below along with any other thoughts or your own concerns if you have any, whether you agree or disagree with me or you think I'm an idiot. On a second thought, don't go that far. Thank you for listening, Exo Fighters. That's all for tonight. Hope this video was helpful. Subscribe for more Exoprimal guides and news, and I'll see you all the next time.